My little sister's teacher asked if anyone at home ever checked her breathing while she slept. That question destroyed my family. My sister Ava was 6 years old, tiny little thing, always carrying around stuffed animals with missing eyes because she refused to throw any of them away. 2 years earlier, our mom died in a car accident during a thunderstorm. At least, that's what we were told. After the funeral, everything changed. Dad became distant, quiet, the kind of quiet that made the whole house feel uncomfortable. He stopped cooking real meals, stopped smiling. Sometimes I'd catch him staring at old photos of mom for hours, like he was waiting for her to walk back into the room. But Ava handled it differently. She acted like mom never really left. At first, we thought it was just grief. Normal kid stuff. She'd still draw pictures of our family with mom standing in the middle, still set an extra plate at dinner sometimes, still say things like, "Mommy likes this song." Whenever the radio came on, the therapist said it was part of processing loss, so nobody questioned it, until her teacher pulled me aside after school one afternoon. Miss Carter looked nervous, like genuinely unsettled. "Emily," she said quietly, "can I ask you something a little strange?" I nodded. She glanced toward Ava coloring at a nearby table. "Does anyone in your family check on Ava while she sleeps?" I frowned. "What do you mean?" Miss Carter adjusted her glasses nervously. Today during health class, we talked about bedtime routines. Ava told the class her mommy comes into her room every night to check if she's still breathing. My stomach tightened instantly. I forced a laugh. "Her mom passed away." Miss Carter's face drained of color. "What? She died 2 years ago." The room went dead silent. Then Miss Carter whispered, "Ava also said, your mom wears the blue dress she was buried in." Every hair on my arm stood up. Because that dress was never posted online. No funeral photos existed. Nobody outside our family knew about it. I drove home shaking. Ava sat in the backseat humming to herself while playing with a stuffed rabbit. Finally, I asked carefully, "Ava, what did you tell your teacher today? That mommy checks my breathing." Her voice was casual, like she was talking about the weather. "Honey," I swallowed hard. "Mommy can't do that." "I know," she replied softly. That answer somehow scared me more. "What do you mean you know?" "She comes after Dad falls asleep." I nearly missed a red light. I looked back at her through the mirror. "What exactly happens?" Ava shrugged. "She sits on my bed." "What else?" "She cries a lot." The way she said it was so matter of fact it made me nauseous. That night, I couldn't stop thinking about it. Dad brushed the whole thing off. "She's a kid," he muttered while drinking his third beer. Kids imagine things, but he wouldn't look me in the eye while saying it. That bothered me a lot. Around midnight, I grabbed a blanket and decided to sleep in Ava's room. Just to prove to myself this was all grief-fueled imagination. Ava fell asleep quickly. The house became silent except for the occasional creaking pipes. At around 2:13 a.m., Ava suddenly sat straight upright in bed, not slowly, instantly, like someone had yanked her awake. Her eyes stared directly toward the bedroom closet. Then she whispered, "Mommy's here." The room turned freezing cold, not metaphorically, actually cold. I could suddenly see my breath. Every instinct in my body screamed at me to run. Then the closet door creaked open by itself, slowly creak. I grabbed Ava's hand so hard she whimpered. Inside the darkness, I saw blue fabric, just barely visible, like someone standing motionless inside the closet. Watching us then, Ava smiled. "Mommy says hi." I couldn't move, couldn't breathe. Then footsteps thundered down the hallway. Dad burst into the room, and the closet door slammed shut violently. Bang! Dad froze in the doorway, sweating, terrified, not confused, not shocked, terrified. That's when I realized something worse than ghosts was happening. "Dad," I whispered, "why do you look scared?" His face completely fell apart. He sat down on the edge of Ava's bed and started crying, real crying, the kind that comes from somewhere deep and ugly. Finally, after 2 years, he told us the truth. The night Mom died wasn't an accident, not completely. They'd been fighting in the car, screaming at each other. Dad admitted Mom wanted to leave him. She found out he'd been cheating, and during the argument, he said something horrible. I told her I wished she would just disappear. His voice cracked. She looked at me and drove faster. The room felt suffocating. Dad buried his face in his hands. I grabbed the wheel for 1 second trying to stop her. My blood ran cold. 1 second was enough. Ava looked toward the closet again, then quietly said, "Mommy says that's not the part you're lying about." Dad stopped breathing. Slowly, he looked toward the closet too, and for the first time in my life, I saw pure fear in my father's eyes. Then from inside the closet, 3 slow knocks echoed through the room. "Knock, knock," and Ava whispered, "She wants you to tell me what happened to the other woman in the car."